Okay, hi Tori. I have your file up right here for M4 Task 2. But I just kind of want to bring you over here to the overview because I think there's some things missing in your file. Submit an unflattened PSD of the second draft of your character. You utilize a unique type treatment for the character's name. So we need to have the name in there. I think your garden glitter grace, but we're missing that name. And the other thing is that we're using a background. We're supposed to submit a background for this as well. So here's what we have. Choosing a background and then using your text layers. Okay, so I'm not seeing either of those in here, but at least you got your file back, right? That's good. A couple of problems with the file though, and I'm going to show you those problems. I'm going to illustrate these by, I'm just going to go to this background layer. I'm going to unlock that, and I'm going to go to Edit Fill, and I'm going to fill that with 50% gray. And I want to do that so we can see the background. Let me turn off those shadow layers right now. And I just want to look at masking. Now I can see in the top two layers, when I deactivate the mask, I can see, yes, the images are there. So you know how to mask. But the rest of the image, I mean, that one just has one flower, and then the rest have no masking at all. So you can see as I deactivate the mask, no backgrounds are showing up. So that's a little inconsistency that we have something down there. But these are inconsistencies in the assignment objectives. So those would definitely need to be shown. The other thing is we don't have, of course, your type treatment and your background. So I'm glad you got the file back. Definitely need to see that masking. A couple of things with the shadows, though. I want to show you some things with the shadows. I see you've got these shadows and your opacity is really low. Let me get to that later. You're 3% there, so you can barely see it. So let's turn that up. See, that's not that's a really distorted shadow. So I'm going to get rid of that one. And I'm going to show you how to do it. Then let's take a look at this shadow. And this one's better, but again, still, it doesn't look like something that would be cast on the ground if this creature were standing in a situation where there's a light source, let's say right above here. So let's get rid of that one. Let me show you what to do. What we're going to do here is we're just going to come to the top of the layer. We're going to use that technique to create a composite layer. That technique is Shift, Option, Command, and then the letter E on a Mac. And what that does, actually, I'm going to Command Z that because I don't want the background in there right now. I just want the creature parts, pieces. So again, Shift, Option, Command, E, that's on a Mac. There's that composite layer. Now with that composite layer, I can just Command click on that composite layer and it will select the composite layer. At this point, what I can do is I can just come over to Edit, Fill, and this time we're going to fill that with black. And there it is. So what I'll do at this point is I'll deselect that, okay? And now I can bring back, okay, I turn that off. Okay, so what I can do here now is when I start to adjust this, you'll see the creature. So what I can come here and this layer, that's the shadow layer. We'll just call it shadow layer. And then what I'm going to do with that shadow layer selected, I'm going to come to Edit Transform, and I'm going to say Distort. Now it's going to give me these bounding boxes, and what I can do is just I can bring it down and kind of shift it over. Now let's say I'm going to move it a little bit because you kind of want it to meet, just like a shadow meets your feet right where your feet hit the ground. So there's a number of different things we can do to make this appear as though, okay, so this would indicate a shadow being right in front of the creature itself, as indicated here by this flower right here. So I'm going to leave it at that. I'm going to OK that by coming right over here and clicking that check mark. So that is now a layer. What I can do is take that layer and move it down below the creature layer so it falls behind the creature layer. And I can see that that layer is also right down there. It needs to be moved up just a little bit so it meets those gloves. The shadow meets the gloves where the gloves meet the ground, so to speak. Then I would take my opacity for that and I would just bring it down. And that's how you would create your cast shadow. Okay, so again, in review, we need a background, we need the type treatment, and then you would want to show your masking. Okay, thanks very much.